Learning to trade can sound like an impossible task. You might even think, is this even real? You know the stats, over 90% of traders fail. But what I have learned over 6 years of trading my own money and talking to over hundreds of successful traders is that as long as you focus on the key pillars, you can really stack the odds in your favor to have success. Now, before I dive into each of these pillars, I need you to understand all of them are very important. One is not more important than the other. They're all equal because you can't be successful unless you have all three. So I need you to remember that and make sure you watch to the end because I'm also going to be providing you an Excel spreadsheet that's going to help you with one of these key pillars. So you're probably wondering how much you actually need to get started to trade today. So the way you calculate your bankroll is you want to ask yourself the question, how much money can I lose where it will not make me upset? Once you have that number in mind, you then want to multiply that by 100 because you want to give yourself enough sample size, meaning multiple trades, 100 trades to do and track so you could find something that works. So if you're sitting there thinking to yourself, $25 was the amount I thought wouldn't really bother me, but now you have to multiply that by 100, which makes it $2,500. If that starts to bother you, you might need to reconsider what your bankroll is. Look, you're already facing your ego right now with your decision that you already predetermined it was 25. So you might have to lower it to $5 and multiply that by 100, which means it's $500 that you're willing to lose if you lose on every trade for 100 trades. So you're probably thinking, if I risk $5, I'm not gonna make any type of money because if I have to pay commission, have to pay for borrows if I'm gonna be a short seller,
all of that's gonna eat into my profits and I'm not gonna make anything. And if I make anything, it's not even gonna move the needle.
And to you, I would say, you are right. You should really stop yourself from jumping into the mindset of how much I can make right away because you're already starting on the wrong foot. But more on that later. Your goal right now is to focus on risk management. You want to make sure you have enough capital to give you enough tries, as we mentioned earlier, 100 trades, and focus on your mental capital where you don't risk so much where you can wreck your confidence and go on tilt and destroy your account. The next pillar is mindset. Have you ever been in an argument with someone, maybe your spouse, your significant other, a best friend, and you really want to prove that you're right? If that's you, you need to fix this ASAP. Have you heard of fixed versus growth mindsets? A fixed mindset is someone who cannot accept failure or mistakes. Someone who shies away from unfamiliar things or is threatened by other people's success and other terrible chains that are keeping them from growing. Now, a growth mindset is someone who sees challenges as opportunities. They learn from their mistakes and they view others as inspiration and what they can learn from. This is the mindset that you need in order to even have a chance of making this work. Cobra Trading is the go-to broker for day traders and short sellers. And I'm not the only one saying this. In fact, Benzinga awarded Cobra Trading as the go-to broker for short selling. They have a heavy focus on direct market access order routing, so you have the fastest execution. They have some of the best locate prices and availability. They also have amazing customer service. I've experienced many different brokers, and it's why I use them every single day and why I'm proud to have them as our sponsor. Sign up now by clicking the Be The Trader referral link below and earn 1 free month of software with Cobra and 25% off all commissions. Now let's get back to the show. I want you to succeed on this journey, so please know this is not just me making things up. This is from my own personal experience of failing for over 3 years just to find something that would work for me. But not only that, this is from multiple conversations with hundreds of successful traders, from traders who are no longer here. They might have made a lot of money quick, but now they're gone. And it's because they had the wrong mindset. It was fixed. The great Michael Jordan has said, I have failed over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed. Now let's dive into the strategy pillar. So what do you do when there's so many gurus pushing their strategies and courses down your throat like they're Walter White? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll actually take them all. I'm just kidding. I mean, to be honest, I did buy tons of courses, but I'm making this to help you and to tell you what I would do if I had to start over today. I most definitely wouldn't go the same route again, at least Not at first. So let's talk about the free stuff first. Books. Now you're probably immediately thinking books aren't free. Actually, you can find free books on YouTube from famous authors, and there's also some other websites that you can find them on. Didn't hear from me. Now some of those books are Turtle Traders, Market Wizards, Trade in the Zone. These books will give you ideas on different strategies and mindset. Twitter is another free resource that is a little iffy because you got to make sure you follow the right people. You want to follow people who post charts of execution, and more importantly, they post detailed descriptions. The very least, they're going to post a chart, and if they do, you want to reverse engineer as many of those as possible to try and find their edge. Be careful though. You don't want to just follow people who are flexing all day, who are just posting profits, because then that could easily tilt you into the wrong mindset, which is fixed. And of course, YouTube. As we mentioned earlier, you can find free books on there, and you're here and you can find free information that is valuable. And a quick tip on YouTube to be aware of people who might not be sharing the best information. If they're not focusing on risk management in detail of sharing with you where they're going to be stopping out on their plan, and they're just focusing on profits, kind of like Twitter, you might want to say that's a red flag and I might need to avoid. Then there's forward and back testing, which are both my favorite.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious
Forward testing is when you actually trade, execute your ideas, and track every single trade through journaling. This is very important, and this is what I did. It's kind of irritating because over time you might find yourself taking tons of trade but not really knowing where you're going. And this is why you're tracking in detail what you're doing, because after you get a good sample size, remember earlier, you want to survive 100 trades, then you can find out what you're good at. Now I've provided an Excel spreadsheet for all of you to download for free. It's gonna help you track your trades and forward test. You'll see in that spreadsheet, there's a lot of things that I track. Don't worry about every specific thing. You can start there, it's a good base, but you can track whatever you want. Every trader is unique. If there's one thing I've learned from talking to hundreds of traders, is it doesn't really matter your specific strategy. What really matters is if you have confidence in it and you can execute it through a process. So just track what you feel you should be tracking, and over time you'll change. Forward testing is something I did for a long time, and it's what I did first. But if I could start over, I would probably do the next idea before forward testing, and that is back testing. Back testing is when you gather years of data from the past, and then you can track and determine what strategy is going to work by playing with different variables. Yes, coding can be involved, especially when it comes to Excel and creating formulas to extrapolate information that makes sense from the data. And no, you don't always have to manually do it yourself. If you have a little extra money, you can actually outsource this as well. Now, I know many of you can't just outsource this because you're just getting started, and that's okay. That's why I'm hooking you up with a great deal from GoShock Trades, who's a trader who uses 4 algos to just do his trading for him, so he knows coding, he knows how to backtest. Now he created a boot camp that you can take by using the code BeTheTrader, and he'll give you a great discount on that boot camp, and he'll teach you everything about backtesting, and he makes it so simple. Now if you're curious who is this GoShock Trades, I don't just want to buy on any recommendation, no worries, I did a full interview with him. There's gonna be a link below and somewhere popping up. Feel free to watch that. And in that video, you'll see a free download where you can get samples of his work. Oh, and one last thing, a pro tip for all of you. Label all of your trades. I can't tell you how many trades I've met where we all trade what we call a gap and crap, but they're all unique, they're all different. So trading is unique to you. Don't worry about what you call it, label it, and over time, after 100 trades, you'll be able to know what you're good at.